It's July 17th and another Aloha Friday. Wow, we're already halfway through the month that's halfway through the year. I really don't know where the time has gone. But here we are with another Maui real estate market report. I'm wearing my Maui Jim's hat today. They make the best sunglasses I've ever had, and the hat's not too bad. But today I'm giving a shout out to Ka'anapali Collision. They do a quality job, and Jesse and Amanda, the owners, are really great owners, great entrepreneurs, good friends, and they're really generous with the charitable organizations here on Maui. And despite a fraction of the number of vehicles normally on the road here, well, people are still managing to run their cars into stuff. So if you're one of them, go see Jesse and Amanda. They can straighten things out for you. According to the Hawaii Department of Health, COVID cases peaked here in Hawaii back on April the 3rd. Earlier this week, July 13th to be exact, we exceeded that initial peak. Although, compared to the mainland, we're talking about a pretty small number of cases, and we're headed back down. COVID cases have totaled 1,334 in Hawaii, and just 135 of those were here on Maui. Be that as it may, the rumor last week was the big news this week. On Monday, the governor announced that the transatlantic travel, quarantine-free, was going to be pushed from August 1st back to September 1st. And I'll just say, none of us are really surprised, but many of us are disappointed. We had a lot of friends and clients that were planning to come over here in August. They were trying to figure out how to get their COVID test and get the results back in 3 days, so they didn't have to be quarantined when they arrived in Paradise. So most of them have canceled their tickets, and they're just getting ready to take another swing at it in September. I know some businesses were getting ready to open, and some employees were looking forward to coming back to work. That's got to be really challenging for both the business owners and the employees. Hooray, we're going back to work. False alarm, never mind. So last night we walked down Front Street and I shot some video so you can see which stores are open and which stores are closed. And you can watch that video coming soon on the Lahaina Lee Potts YouTube channel. I almost forgot where it was there for a second. So it was with great interest I read that the unemployment rate here on Maui was down to 23% in June. That's down a lot from 34% back in May. Now, the governor and the mayor have both said they're counting on the Kama'aina economy to keep the state and the county going. But with 30% of the employment here on Maui directly in the tourism business, and many others are also touched by that, including Ka'anapali Collision, I'm not sure we got enough Kama'ainas to keep the economy going. That and more are affecting the economy, and the economy affects real estate. So, let's do the numbers. The number of sales this week dropped back into the 40s. Sales of single-family homes rose this week to 23, with a median selling price of $759,000, and home sellers are continuing to get 99% of asking price. Even with limited inventory, which we'll touch on later, home sales this month are on track to equal or exceed the number of homes sold in July of 2019, COVID or no COVID. Condos just continue their slow, steady pace of 22 per week. Only about half of those selling allow vacation rental. The other half are only allowed to be used for long-term rental, 6 months or more, or as a primary residence. Overall, condo sellers got 94% of asking price, which is on par with historic national averages. This week, 47 properties went under contract, interestingly close to the number that sold, right? 20 of those sales were homes and 20 were condos. The median price for homes was $757,000, so right in the sweet spot where inventory is getting tighter. The condos going pending had a median asking price of $644,500, which is up quite a bit from the previous week. And speaking of inventory, we had 100 new listings last week. It was the second week in a row to have 100 or more new listings in just a week. Only 26 of those were homes, and the median asking price was over $1 million. So even though home sales are hot, we could have a decline in sales because inventory is shrinking in the sweet spot. There were 60 new condos for the first time in a long time. The median price for those is $584, so I think we should be seeing those selling off. But condo inventory is up about 100 units just since the end of June. So with increasing inventory and declining sales, that portion of the market may be beginning to lean towards buyers. There were hardly any expired listings this week, just 6 in total. Only one was a home, and just 4 condos expired. One of those condos was over $1 million, and one was over $5 million. 22 listings were canceled. 8 were homes with a median asking price of $1 million plus, and only one was at or below the $750,000 mark. 9 condos were pulled off the market. The median asking price for those was lower than the median selling prices this week. So maybe the sellers pulled them off a little prematurely? I guess we'll never know. That's our real estate wrap-up for the week. Stay well, stay safe, and I'd love to hear from you. You can reach me, lee@alohapots.com. From Lahaina, aloha! Ask your doctor if Maui is right for you.